lot of my clients that I coach at a really high level, it's let's not get addicted to the result of the action we're taking. Let's get addicted to the action we're taking, and the results will always be there. So really good life advice is, I was always, well, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Well, how many times have, I don't know if you guys have, I've lost the same 20 pounds like 5 times.
Way ahead of your part. Okay. Way ahead.
I finally got addicted to the process of losing 20 pounds, and now I've lost weight and it's stayed off, and I've not had any issues with it. But I kept fighting the destination, like where I was going to land. And once I got there, I lost my identity because my entire purpose was to get to that point. And so we see the people make the same mistakes. Well, I'm going to sell 3 houses this month. Okay, how? So if I were to give you one piece of advice that would be life transforming, it would be the advice John gave you guys the other day. Is just get committed to mastery. Like, we're going to do this one thing, and we're going to do it better than anybody else in our markets. And like, I always tell people, like, you know, we're going to create a video show, and we're not going to care about what happens for at least a year. We'll reanalyze what happens at the end of a year to see if the show's worth continuing to do or not. And some people are like, let's go like a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're going to go.
2 months, it's not working.
We're going to go a full year. I didn't start having massive success with my podcast until I got to episode 100. Many weeks into the project. And I've actually heard a lot of other podcast guys say the same thing. Like, we didn't start seeing success. Seth Godin, infamous marketer world renowned, it's like, I won't interview on somebody's podcast until they get to at least 100, because it's proof that like they're serious about it and they're going to stick to it for the long term. So anything that I tell you, I would say add like mastery on the back of it, and you're going to have success, because we have clients in markets that pop up out of nowhere. Matt McCutcheon, $1 million in 3 years income.
Right.
We get people that jump up in markets all over the place, and it's just bang, 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 bang. But they're committed to one thing. My wife does this. We got this on camera. She'll love it. My wife is one of the most talented people I know, but she has many talents. I have one. We're in different places, and that's not me saying that she's bad or she's not doing enough, because she does more than I do. Like, I don't know how the hell she does all that she does. But I'm committed to mastery. Like, I'm committed to one thing. In the last 10 years that I've done this, and in the last 6-ish years that we've known each other, I've only done one thing. I've never changed. And there's no way that I'm allowed to stay in this industry for a decade doing one thing unless it works. So the difference between the people that do it and have success, and then the people that do it and don't have success, is mastery. The people that have success, they just get committed to the process that we lay out for them, and they never change. And so I think I heard it at a John event, they imitate what we're doing, they copy it, and they just go, and then they innovate it once they've had a lot of success. You guys don't need to change much of anything at all. Like, you need to do the opposite of change. You just need to get addicted to this one thing that's going to move the needle without question. And if you'll stay disciplined to that, you'll have insane amounts of success. And so it's okay to have the people that come in and say, well, we should do this and we should do that and we should do this. I get people come to me every single day that are like, we got to go this way and we got to go that way and we got to go this way and we got to go that way. People that have tried to get me to go into the doctor space, the attorney space, the chiropractor space, the medical space, like, you could be killing it, you know? Mastery, one thing. And that has put us in a position where you look at some of the stuff that I'm doing now, like this new metaverse project is an example that I'm coming out with. It's still my one thing. I'm still just focused on selling real estate it just happens to be the metaverse, not in the real world. But my thing's not changing. I'm just doing what I'm a master at.
One thing that's come up on my mind, because I like that, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm texting kind of like a robot, and I'd rather be more of myself. So I'm kind of trying to dial that in, okay. But I base a lot of my relationship building off of how I know the person, what I know they like and dislike, so it's kind of hard to just have that gray area of like, it's just a name, so who the heck are they? Maybe I could stalk them on Facebook or
you or that's the answer. Like, I'm really good at building relationships if I know the person a little bit or if I have a little bit of context. Well then, okay, well to that end, can you go get some context? Can you stalk them on Facebook? Can you look them up? Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
the problem there is the answer. You don't have context, then go get context. Use their name, email, phone number, and look them up on Facebook. Because most of these leads are opting in with their Facebook profile information.
Right.
So theoretically, you could use their phone number to look up their account. You ever done that?
Dabbled.
Yeah, use their email and their phone number and look them up. Get the context you need.
This is good. It's like every time something new pops up, I'm like, I got a question here because I don't want to like trail off the path, you know? So it's like people started answering the auto message, and then I start messaging them, and I'm like, well, I want to get more personalized, but I don't want to just trail off and start talking about nonsense and then be like wasting leads. So I'm getting a balance.
Like, that's going to win you the business. Like, at the end of the day, because this is 2% property, it's 98% relationship. It's just the property is the thing that everybody wants. It's the relationship that they need to facilitate getting there. And so the more personal that you can get in your content, your messaging, your relationship, like, the more success that you're ultimately going to have. So take the questions that you've been given and reorient them in a way that feels more pat. And like, what we're going through right now is this process of finding the recipe for success that gets us 8 to 13% response, 24% response, 8 to 13% appointments, 1 to 3% close. It does not have to look the way that we templated it to look. We just snapped the template into the business. That gives us a baseline to now go off and grow and pivot off of. Okay. Once you get this 24%, 8 to 13, 1 to 3, we're documenting this the whole way through, and then we've got something that now we teach every agent that walks through our doors exactly how to replicate so that they have success.
That's awesome. Okay. So I've got to jump on follow-ups a lot more aggressively. Not like annoyingly, but like 10, 15 minutes goes by, I need to fire off another text. Next day, 2 days later, I need to shoot a video, say, hey, how's it going? Like keep it rolling, which is what I haven't done. I've left them stale once they don't answer, so that's bad.
Yeah, and go looking for the deals. Like, if they're telling you what they're looking for and you've got the 2 to 4 hours, go find the deals. Go find the business.
Okay.
That's all we got to do, man. Right now, we're just every ounce of energy is going into fixing your conversion rate. So, but we know, as an example, that your automations need to be generating at minimum a 24% response rate. So if you're generating 100 leads, that means you want 24 of those people to be talking to you. We know that your appointment rate should be between 8 and 13%, meaning out of 100 leads, 8 to 13 of those people should book time to meet with you. We know you're going to experience likely a 50% no-show rate, which means you're only going to end up taking 6 or 7 of those appointments. And then ultimately, you should be able to close 20 to 50% of those people that you actually meet with. And that's how, that's entirely like what our systems and processes are designed to do, whether we're helping somebody optimize it in their own CRM, whether we're optimizing their own software, or whether somebody's using our Lead Assist products where we just do all this stuff for you at a cost per lead rate. We think it's crucial to your success to have long-term communication plans in place, because not every lead that you generate in this industry is ready to go today. It's just not happening. It's not possible. It's not a reality. It's not something you should even try for. I'm a huge fan, bigger fan, of building a monstrous pipeline. And then, really living in that database and understanding who's ready to go and organizing your CRMs based on timelines and setting up certain triggers and alerts so that you're doing a lot of the follow-up work the right way. But, the average agent, I don't blame the agents. The average agent's got 17 job roles, statistically speaking. And so it makes prioritizing
follow-up really very difficult, and you throw in the fact that nobody wants to do it, it gets even worse. So do it for as long as you have to, and then create leverage for yourself through systems and processes, so you don't have to do it so much anymore. Obviously most agents' goals, I think, are to get to a place where you're just developing relationships and you're managing your relationships, and everything else in the business is kind of handled. We do as much as we can on the lead gen, on the branding with video remarketing, and on the sales conversion side as we can, that an agent can afford to pay for, so that they don't have to do it. And the way that we built our business, Dan, is through technology. So you think of Whitley, it's like a traditional marketing agency, but a software is doing most of the work. And what that means is that we were able to take all of the overhead that somebody would have in hiring a traditional marketing agency and pass all of those savings back to the user. You'd have to pay somebody literally $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month to do everything that we do. And we can work for somebody at 10 to 20% of that cost, because we don't have all the overhead a traditional marketing agency does. So I think it's, obviously it's an incredible tool that people are utilizing, most importantly to sell houses, which is what they want to do more of. And those are certainly the key things I think you've got to have in place at each stage if you really want to be successful.